You can't call yourself a man until you can do these three things. So when it comes to being a man, we have a lot of responsibility as men. We can't lead with emotion. We have to lead with love, with kindness, with integrity. You can't lead with ego, pride, emotions. You can't do that. Because you know where that gets you? That gets you absolutely nowhere. And it's tough. It is. But we as men, we have to adapt. We don't have a choice. That's just how the world is. And if you're going to sit here and complain about it, then I'm sorry. But you can never call yourself a true man. And we as men, we're going to make mistakes. We're expected to be damn near perfect at times, but that's just not the case. And we all know that. Nobody's perfect except Christ. And that's what people fail to realize. Like, perfection is damn near impossible. It's damn near impossible. But when you make those mistakes, you could do one or two things. You can blame everybody else, cry about it like the little boy you are, or you can man up, take accountability, and execute. That's the only thing that we can do. So let's get into those three things that you need to do before you can even start calling yourself a real man. Number one, take accountability for your actions. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes. What's not okay is to blame everybody else except yourself. You cannot sit here and blame somebody else, blame Fulano for what you did. You can't do that. You got to take accountability. You have to know when you can be like, okay, I messed up. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Put your pride, put your ego to the side because it's not going to change the fact that you made the mistake. It's not going to change the fact that you're the issue. If you don't address the issue within you, it's just going to keep happening. You're going to keep blaming everybody else. That's the problem we have. Everybody likes to blame everybody but themselves. And when you tell them it's on them, they don't like to hear that. They hate hearing that. They hate hearing, oh, it's my fault because this happened. If this person didn't do it, no, bro, it's your fault. Like, stop. It's your fault. And sometimes things are out of your control, yeah. But you can sit there and blame everybody, or you can come up with a solution like a man should do. Real men aren't going to sit there and blame the world for their issues. They're going to find a solution for their issues. The reason you broke is not because of the economy, and no, the economy isn't in the best state. But the reason you broke is because of you, bro. It's because of you. The reason your relationship is the way it is probably because of you. Because you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to talk. You choose your ego and your pride over actually communicating with your girl and coming to a real understanding. The reason why you're fat is because of you. You not in the gym. You not out here working out. Nah, you making excuses. Excuse after excuse. Blaming everybody else for the things that you can control. Because it's in your control, not anybody else's. Do things happen that are out of your control at times? Yes. That doesn't mean, blame everybody else, make an excuse. No. Come up with a solution. Now the next thing we need to do is find the lesson. Find the lesson in the mistake that you did make. Because you can sit here and make the mistake, but if you're not learning the lesson behind the mistake, you're going to keep making the same mistake over and over and over and over. We as men, we cannot afford to make the same mistake over and over again. When you continue to make the same mistakes, at a certain point, you got to start to say, yo, like, what am I not getting here? You have to find the lesson within that. Like, One of the mistakes I used to make when I was still smoking nicotine was I'd be around people that were smoking it, or two, I would tell myself, oh, it's just one hit, it's not gonna do nothing. Big mistake, because after that it spiraled. Oh, it's just one hit, it's just one hit. I'll take another one and another one. Next thing I know, I have my own vape again. It's things like that. You have to identify the mistakes. You have to identify the problem. We can't afford to continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again. Because how are you going to grow like that? If you're going to keep messing up the same way that you did before, how are you supposed to grow? How are you supposed to elevate yourself? How are you supposed to lead your family, lead your girl, lead your kids? How? How are you supposed to do that if you can't find the lesson within the mistakes that you're making? And sometimes, yes, the lesson isn't as prevalent, but you got to really sit down and just think. Sit down and think for a second and just be like, what what were the circumstances that led to this? What led me to this? And think not out of emotion, not out of emotion, think out of a place of logic, a place of understanding. And understand that it's not it's not necessarily a bad thing to make a mistake, but if you're making the same mistake over and over again, at that point it starts to become bad. These are the things that we have to identify. Now, the third thing that we as men need to do, third thing, we have to change through actions, not words. We have to change through actions, not words. This is the hardest part for people. And it used to be hard for me too. I would always tell my girl, like when me and my girl were going through, I would tell her, oh, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna change. But my actions weren't following up the words that I was saying. And at a certain point, I realized I can't just sit here and talk about changing. I need to actually change. Stop talking about it, start doing. It's the same way when it came to this self improvement stuff. I realized that if I don't focus on actually doing it and I keep just talking about it, I'm never going to do it. You understand what I'm saying? The only way to fix a mistake is that you have to identify the lesson and identify the problem and then make the change. Don't talk about it because that's where the excuses come in. Because you talking. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Da 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 da. And then you don't do it, or you do it for a little bit and then you fall off. No, you have to consistently do this. Take for example, going to the gym. You can talk all you want about going to the gym, but if you're not in the gym, what does it matter? What does it matter? If you're not in the gym, what does it matter? Focus on growing. Focus on getting to that next level. Our actions speak way louder than words, and our actions are what actually get us somewhere. What is the point of talking about it? Why do you have to tell everybody what you about to do? No, don't tell them. Be like, okay, acknowledge the mistake or acknowledge what's going on, and then find the lesson within it, and then execute. We have to execute. If you don't execute, then none of this matters. The first two steps won't matter. You can hold yourself accountable. You can find the lesson within it. But if you're not gonna execute on it, if you're not gonna make a change, what's the point? What's the point? Yeah, you could call yourself a little more humble. Yeah, you held yourself accountable. Bravo. Now what? You made the same mistake again. Oh, you found a lesson this time, but you keep making a mistake. That's not what men do, bro. That's not what men do. Look at sports, bro. Look at sports. You could lose to a team earlier in the year. You could lose to a, like, let's say basketball. Like, you could lose to a team early in the year. Come playoff time, you beat that team because you learn from that loss and you let that loss fuel you. You don't want to feel that same emotion that you felt when you lost. Now, when you see them in the playoffs, you know what you about to do. You learn from it. You studied. You execute, and you win the game. That's how this works. It's the same thing with life. Yeah, you're gonna take that L. Yeah, you're gonna fail. That's what comes with it. this ain't this is forever, bro. You're gonna fail constantly over and 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 over. You're going to fail so much that at a certain point you're gonna be like, yo, what is going on? But those failures teach you lessons. And once you learn the lessons, you're gonna get to exactly where you want to be. So it's time to grow up. It's time to man up. Take accountability. Learn the lesson from the mistake or whatever it is that you're going through and execute. With that being said, it's me, your boy King Art. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Share this with others that you know need to hear this and subscribe to join the journey. Leave a comment down below saying I'm ready to execute. If you're ready to stop being that little boy and turn into that man. I'm going to catch y'all. Stay blessed. And remember to wear your crown of purpose. Peace.